Okay, on today's episode, we're going to be interviewing and showcasing a guy who started his very own gym using only a credit card. If you want to find out how, stick around and find out. Jake Brog, armed with nothing more than a credit card and his extreme passion for fitness, launched his gym, Lab Athletics.
And the banks are like, we probably aren't going to loan you any money because you have no skills in business.
Never done this before.
There was nothing in here. We didn't have a bathroom. It was, basically about just 400 to 500 square feet of just like a garage unit.
Yeah. His gym has quadrupled its size in 6 years, helping over 2,000 members reach their health and fitness goals.
The best metric of how we're doing as a gym is how many referrals we're getting every month, right? Okay. So if we're not getting referrals, then we're not doing a good job.
Jake has an extreme interest in fitness. He's an absolute monster. He has run marathons, done this whole Spartan Ultra race, and currently he's actually training for an Ironman.
To actually break even on rent and then also start paying off, the credit card and the debt that I had incurred, I had to be making about $1,000 a month.
Today, Jake is going to show you how to turn your passion into a business, monetize it, and impact people's lives.
And so that's where people are going to get those actual results, right? It's more of that, if you have an amazing coach, and it doesn't matter if you're training at like this amazing facility that has showers and that stuff, but like once you start seeing results, like you're going to want to stay.
For sure. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go meet Jake. What made you, take that leap to actually start something like this?
Yeah, so after college, I did a bunch of random jobs, fishing in Alaska, worked in the corporate world for a while. And then I decided, I was like, I always want to do something where I'm going to be able to help people, right?
Yeah.
And so that's when I went into firefighting. But as a volunteer firefighter, you don't make enough to basically live on, to support yourself. And so I needed to find another job. And so that's where I first got hired and got my foot in the door as a personal trainer. I was working at Fitness Evolution in town. That was my first personal training job. And so from there, I just excelled at it. Like from day one, I was able to convince people to sign up for training. And the manager was like, dude, you're really good at this. Like, we're going to move you up.
Got good at sales, right?
Yeah, so then I started managing all the other trainers at the gym and basically running the whole personal training department at Fitness Evo. I wanted to start my own business, but that's what gave me the confidence to be able to say, hey, I can go do this on my own and be successful with it.
Right. All right, Jake, so show me around your place. I want to ask you a few questions about, your equipment and kind of things that maybe get used the most, or your favorite, things in here. Just show me around.
Yeah, definitely. So as you can see, we got our big rigs right here, as I like to call them. So these bad boys are made by Rogue Fitness.
Yeah.
And so if you follow CrossFit at all, or are in that community, this is the main brand that CrossFit uses. Like at the games, all of most of the affiliate facilities use Rogue Fitness. And part of the reason, Rogue Fitness is a very high quality brand. They're made in the USA, made in Ohio. And so, these guys we've had for 5 years, they're not going anywhere, right? They're just bolted into the ground.
Steel beams,
But it really allows for us to do, awesome group training with how the rigs are set up. You can have people squatting, doing pull-ups, doing a bunch of bar work. You can hang TRX systems from them, so they're super functional as well.
How about these bumper plates?
Yeah, so these bumper plates, these are made by Rogue Fitness too. Like when I first started the gym, we bought a few thousand pounds of plates right here. And basically we got our 25s or 45s, 10s, 15s, whatever you want, plates on deck.
Oh,
these guys basically run about $75 to $95 for one 45-pound plate right here. If you do the math and you start adding up, if you have 5,000 to 7,000 pounds of plates, you're looking at a good investment right there.
Oh, for sure.
About
did you start when you started your gym? Actually, did you actually
So
buy
I went
Rogue,
with the small package where it was cool, you can buy 500 pounds of plates to get started, which was one of the big initial investments we bought, which was our plates, kettlebells. We started with one rig. Yeah. Then we moved to 2 rigs.
So this is called a rig, basically, right?
This is called a rig, yeah.
Okay. You have one over there. Is that Rogue as well?
That is Rogue as well. Yep, that's one of their newer versions. Yeah. It was more expensive to get the neon green, but I
love it. It's your brand colors, right?
Yeah.
That's sick.
100%.
For sure. A lot of gyms, they cater to a specific audience or niche, right? What would you say is kind of your community that you're, kind of target?
Totally. So, with our gym, we're definitely catering to people that initially are coming in because they want to lose some weight. They've let themselves go. They want to be that athlete that they used to be back in high school or college. So definitely it's kind of starting out with weight loss, but then it's transforming those people into actual athletes so that they can bring those skills, with them for the rest of their lives. And most of our clients are definitely, pretty high-end people that have pretty serious jobs, really good careers, and that are definitely driven. So right now we're right between about 175 and 180 full-time members here.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. Okay. And they're all paying month to month, like?
Yep. So everybody's just on a month-to-month commitment with us.
Yep.
We do like a 6-month or a 12-month agreement, but it's not like a contract. So people can still, quit the gym whenever they wanted to, without like having to buy out of their contract or like a cancellation fee, stuff like that. These guys, once again, made by Rogue Fitness.
Oh yeah.
So how much do you think one of these costs? Like the 10-pounder?
Okay, if those 45-pounders are about 70, I mean, it's not, I don't know, around $50.
Cool. So these like start like in the hundreds right here.
Start in the hundreds?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So like, dang, these are like, I remember when I first looked at the prices for these, I was like, what? Like, can I just sew that together and like make one?
It kind of looks like you can't.
They're super good quality. They've lasted us years, and so
because I mean, basically the point of them is to just destroy them, right? So
and like
you need them
with
to
these
be
guys,
like
we actually don't want to slam them too much.
Oh, really?
So we use them for like tossing, sit-ups, ab work, partner work.
Which ones are the slam ones?
Dude, so we have
be slamming something.
We have like 2 slam ones down here.
Oh, okay. They're like the rubber.
Yeah. So this guy, like you'll notice, it doesn't bounce.
Okay.
So with these ones, so it makes the workout harder, right? Because you actually have to go like pick it up off the ground.
For sure.
But for like slamming these guys, like these are just bouncing. Yeah. The quality's great, I promise. These are just bouncing back up. And so that's the slam style ball.
Sweet. All right.
These are more of our medicine balls right here.
Okay. What were the first like key steps you took to actually open this business? Like, was it finding a place to rent or getting equipment or?
Totally. So my first key steps were scouting out different real estate locations, right? Putting together a business plan to try and convince the bank to loan me some money so I could buy some equipment, and basically showing them the numbers of what I was able to do as far as sales go, as far as training goes at Fitness Evolution, and how that would transpire into my own business eventually.
So you kind of have to like sell the bank on like, trust me, I got this, I've done this.
Yeah, these are my results, these are my sales numbers, this is how many people that we've been able to bring into, our training department. But then what I found out is the business plan is awesome, it was great putting that together. But then in the real world, people are still like, hey, you've never been a business owner before, you've never done this before, and so why should we trust you, like renting our space out?
Right.
And the banks are like, we probably aren't going to loan you any money because you have no skills in business.
Never done this before, for sure.
All of our bars are also Rogue bars because once again, they make some of the highest quality bars like on the market. So this is what's called the Ohio bar. Once again, made in America.
Ohio bar?
Yeah, so this bar is anywhere from $275 to like $350. We got the blacked out version, so this is the, I think this one was about $300.
Jeez.
Yeah. So if you do the math on having, 20 to 25 bars in your gym, you're looking at a good amount of investment right there.
These aren't normal bars, right?
Yes, these are like our starter bars, as I call them. So these are 25 pounds compared to our like Olympic lifting bars, which are 45 pounds right here. And then we do have a specialty bar. So this bar is super expensive. It's about $400. And this allows you to squat with your hands in front right here.
Yeah.
And this bar actually weighs like 70 pounds compared to the 45-pound bar. But let's say we have somebody that has a shoulder injury and they can't actually grip that bar behind the neck.
Oh, right.
It allows them to hold in front here.
For guys that are way too big.
Or like rotator cuff injury. Guys like you that just, their muscles get in the way, right?
Right, yeah. Way too huge.
But the other thing that it does is it also takes off basically like the weight on the lower back that a more of a traditional bar has. So by holding in front here, you're actually loading the weight onto the legs more and taking off strain on the lower back here. So it's a good tool to use.
Nice,
But it's a specialty bar.
Also rogue.
Also rogue, baby. The first bay I rented out was like this back bay right here.
Yeah.
So just that one garage door. There was nothing in here. We didn't have a bathroom. It was, basically about just 400 to 500 square feet of just like a garage unit.
Yep.
And that was $250 a month, right?
$250, dang.
And so I was like, okay, if I do fail, like the stakes are not too high.
Lost $250.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I signed like, a 2-year lease with that too.
Sure.
But
Okay.
I was like, hey, this is gonna be pretty. This isn't gonna stress me out as much as if I went and rented out like a 4,000 square foot facility. And I mean, that just wasn't feasible at the time either, right? So I didn't really have an option.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I started, was just going small, starting small, and then hopefully building from there.
Yeah. How much bays have you bought?
Yeah, so we have 4 bays now, which is pretty rad. It's like
quite a bit of space.
Yeah, we have tenants on either side. I would love to get another bay or even 2 more, but we gotta wait for the other renters to exit a little bit.
Gotta wait for their businesses to.
Yeah, totally.
How did you find yourself at this company? Like, how did,
Good question. I kind of like stumbled into this position. So Jake was already building his business and I was in school. I had this idea that I wanted to be a nurse. So I was in nursing school. I was actually in school for my CNA, so my certified nursing assistant.
Oh, so completely different thing.
Yeah, completely different than training. I never really saw myself as a personal trainer. But I went into nursing school and like failed my test 2 times.
Okay.
I was like, oh shit, like I should probably do something else. And so I spoke to my advisor and she was like, hey, your boyfriend owns a gym. Maybe in the meantime, while you try to figure out what you want to do, try to get your personal training certification.
Okay, so you kind of, it wasn't really like something you were looking forward to do, and then you just kind of came along?
No, not at all, yeah.
That's crazy, yeah. So I know you're the coach here and you do play a big role, but in terms of like management and maybe like systems and equipment, is there anything you would change in the gym?
That's a good question. Honestly, I don't think I'd change anything because I think it's perfect. I love our clientele. I love our coaches. I probably would like a bigger facility so we could continue to help more people in Bellingham. Yeah, that's it.
Sweet. Yeah, so is it big enough for classes now?
Yes, but I think we're reaching that bottleneck point where our classes are starting to fill up.
Yeah.
So I think it's about time. We're getting there.
What a good problem to have, huh? It seems as if that you're almost running out of space here. You've have a ton of clients and you're looking to scale now. What's the next steps? Like if our viewers are trying to scale their business, like what does that look like?
Yep, so for us, it's like we could always add more class times too, right? Yep. And so it's like if these classes are full, we can always add times on top of that, where that's gonna space our membership out as well. Okay. Other things that we can also do is start different types of training programs. And so let's say, we're doing large group training right now. We could also offer an additional service that is small group training for an additional cost. So there's ways to, scale inside your facility versus going and starting another gym, 2 other gyms, and actually just make that one facility a lot more profitable than going and trying to replicate facility. Right. So that's kind of like what we're doing right now, is looking at adding programs, adding class times, so we can maximize the revenue that we have here instead of trying to scale.
Just start like planting seeds everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. But I think a lot of people make the mistake of scaling way too soon, where they're like, cool, our gym's popping, now we're gonna go open up another gym. And then that first gym is supporting that second gym and they're all over the place.
Where do you find a place for $250 a month? That's nuts.
Yeah, you usually don't, right?
Right.
And
Never
so,
heard of that.
like, you can start small. You can find places to probably sublease. You just gotta like be imaginative about it and keep looking until you find a space that you think is gonna work for you to start with, you know? And so when it comes to like finding a spot, I would totally recommend that if you wanna run this type of gym where it's group training, it's maybe one-on-one training, but you're not looking to kind of do like the corporate gym model, that you could like definitely look into industrial versus commercial. Just because if you look at the survival rate of gyms that are in industrial areas versus commercial, hands down, you're gonna have so many more gyms that have been successful in an industrial area just because commercial pricing versus industrial is a huge difference. And I mean, I think people like coming to kind of a gritty area to train.
It is like, more like rugged and gritty.
Totally, it's like we're getting down to business right now. It feels good training in here.
Yeah, you guys hear that? So industrial versus commercial space. Commercial space will probably be like, for even a bay this size, something about this size, you'd probably be paying around like $2,000, right? Compared to 250.
For like, are you talking about like the whole facility?
No, just even like
probably for like
space.
one bay, it'd probably be about $2,000.
Yeah, versus 250. So definitely look into that. Let's say our viewers, they start a gym and they have a few bays. They rent from an industrial area. How much can you expect to make from like a gym kind of about your size?
Yeah, totally. So, I think it depends on what your pricing structure is, first of all, right?
Right.
There's different styles of group training that you can kind of offer. You could offer just a boot camp style training where you're not doing Olympic lifting and you're not doing more of like the barbell movements that we do here, which takes up a lot less room. And you could try to like have classes of 30 to 40 people that are paying $100 a month, right?
Yeah.
Or you can go kind of more of the CrossFit way, kind of like how we do training, where our classes, we max out at about 20 people per session, but we're charging $149 to $197 a month per member. So I do think that going just the straight group training route without barbell movements and stuff has a higher upside as far as profitability goes than just doing like kind of even like taking our gym, for example. Like we max out at about 20 members because when you're doing those movements, it's really difficult to keep an eye on 20 plus people that are squatting. But my thing is like that's the lifting that I believe in, and so that's how we train. But as far as like a number amount goes, if let's say you have 300 members at a boot camp that are paying $100 a month, that's 30 grand right there, right? And so it really depends on what your capacity is, what you charge per month, and how many members you have. But like, I'd say for like starting out, like you're 1 to 3, like you should be in that somewhere between like 10 grand to like 30 grand a month range.
In terms of like coaching, you deal with the people a lot, right? What would you say makes a good client for you?
I'd say someone who knows what they want, has an image of either maybe the body they want or a goal that they want to achieve. I want to see someone coming in and saying, this is what I want, get me to point A to point B, how do I do it?
Okay, you want them to come inside the gym and already have something that they're looking forward to, right?
Yes.
Like, so they're not just like, work on my body, whatever.
Exactly, yeah, and that way I can kind of decide or really just try to help them out as much as I can.
My question is, how do you build a body like Conor McGregor's?
Ooh, you gotta hit the weight.
How does he walk?
Is that how you walk?
Yeah, when he comes into these matches. Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, people always ask about how do I get the perfect body and how do I look a certain way. But I think honestly, it's just consistency. Yeah. Choosing a plan and just sticking to it. I think the biggest issue with people is that they've got like this shiny object syndrome where they're like,
Conor, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like ooh keto, ooh paleo, ooh like weight training, ooh CrossFit. It's like stick to one plan. Follow it through, see it through, and you'll see amazing results.
How about in terms of bicep size? Which food can I eat to make this bad boy grow?
Bacon.
Bacon, really? Okay. Hear that, guys? Bacon. Eat your bacon. I'm wondering, because like when you just started, right? You just had one bay. You still had rent prices, you had all the equipment, you had an upfront investment, and you talked about that. How much did you invest at first?
Yeah, so it was about like 15, 20 grand.
15, 20 grand. So in terms of like numbers, right, how much clients did you actually need to break even?
To break even, I'm gonna kind of put it into two terms or like two aspects, because to break even just with rent, like literally with those 5 clients, I was breaking even with the rent starting month 1. We just had one little bay. It was only $250 a month for rent. So like super low key, right? The pressure wasn't really there. To actually break even on rent and then also start paying off, the credit card and the debt that I had incurred, I had to be making it about $1,000 a month.
Okay.
And so at that point,
not have any fees or anything, right?
Yeah, and at that point I was living at my parents' house, so I didn't have like other rents to pay. I didn't have any other obligations, no car payments or anything. literally with my first like 10 clients, I was already making like a little profit and paying off that credit card.
Yeah, so it's fairly quick for you, right?
Yeah, but if you're talking about actually like, having some substantial profit and
becoming profitable.
Yeah, and like having some freedom, time, extra money in the bank account. For me, the big landmark was about 100 clients.
100 clients.
Yep.
Yeah. Is each client like an average client, like worth?
Yeah.
Like,
so basically, like our memberships are between 149 and 197 a month.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So 100 clients is a good chunk of money then.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. For like just starting out a business.
When you hit that point, you're probably like, let's go, right?
It was awesome.
Yeah, these are a lot thinner than most jump ropes I remember in elementary school.
My favorite are like what I like to call our speed ropes right here. So these guys are made just with like really thin wire, super sturdy, but you can jump rope faster with them a little bit.
Could you show us a little bit?
Dude, we'll put on that jump rope clinic here.
Let's go. Guys, welcome to the tutorial.
We're about to have everything come out of the pockets.
I'm gonna grab one too.
Yeah. So I remember when I first started jump roping, like
you were not ready for this.
I hadn't jump rope forever, and I was just terrible. But then, see, look at pressure.
He's still terrible.
Pressure, baby. But yeah, doubles are good.
Oh, sick.
I mostly just do double unders. I don't have any fancy tricks.
Okay, ready? I'm gonna try. What is it called? Double.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
So like,
that hurts. Oh, let's go.
Natural.
Let's go.
You're hired.
You're at this point where you're starting to make a little bit of money, but like when exactly did you start pulling your like a salary for yourself?
So I'd say it was probably about like 6 months into the business right there, where I finally felt comfortable that I had enough money coming in where I was going to be able to pay off that credit card debt that had occurred in that 12-month time frame, so I wouldn't have to pay any interest on that. So at about 6 months, that's where I actually started paying myself and putting money into my own bank account, basically.
Wow, that is very impressive. That's really fairly quick.
Yeah, I was super stoked on it because you always hear businesses like it's normal not to make a profit for like 3 years, 3 years.
I'm kind of getting the vibe that your expenses were really low, right?
Totally. Like I started Lab Athletics, basically bare bones facility, right? Where it was like the cheapest spot I could rent out. Right. And then I did buy
no rogue stuff.
No, I mean I did have some rogue stuff like the dumbbells and all that cool stuff. But that was like what I actually spent money on. It wasn't, making a nice facility, because kind of my theory is like it doesn't really matter how nice the facility is you're training in or like where you're training at, but what really matters is, who is your trainer? How are they motivating you? How are they helping you stay on top of what needs to be done outside of the gym? And so that's where people are going to get those actual results, right? It's more of that, if you have an amazing coach, and it doesn't matter if you're training at like this amazing facility that has showers and that stuff, but like once you start seeing results, like you're going to want to stay.
For sure. In front of us here, I see a ton of pictures of, are these your past clients?
Yeah, man, this is our wall of fame right here. These are some of our amazing members. They're literally just a tiny amount of our members that have gone through our program and had awesome transformations. And so when people, have had these transformations, if they're okay with it, we'll put their transformations up on the wall for others that are coming in here to see, to help motivate them and show them, hey, these people did it, you can do it as well.
Obviously you have this like great culture, you have this community, you have case studies, but what are you doing outside of all of that to actually bring in people?
Yeah,
like for our viewers, if they want to, start a gym eventually and they kind of don't know where to start.
As far as marketing goes, like I think marketing is one of the most like fascinating topics out there. It's one of those things that as a new business owner, you're usually not going to have any idea how to market, right? It's like one of those skills that you're going to learn after you start your business, when you kind of have that like, oh shit moment. Like, how do I get customers now? And so as far as marketing goes, we do a lot of Facebook advertising. We also do a lot of Instagram advertising. But those skills were acquired after I started the business, right? So I had to then invest to learn those skills and to basically broaden
marketing.
Broaden
so
the
what's
business
the first thing? Like, it's probably like word of mouth, right? Like you're trying to get these people to talk about your gym.
Yeah, and still like right now, the best metric of how we're doing as a gym is how many referrals we're getting every month, right?
Okay.
So if we're not getting referrals, we're not doing a good job as a business providing our customers with value. And giving people what they want. If they're not telling their friends about it, then we're not doing a good job.
In terms of like miscellaneous like expenses, like additional stuff that you never really thought about, for example, insurance or something.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that when you're starting the gym.
Yeah, so additional expenses that you're not going to think about is probably all the little stuff, like the matting, the insurance, and then
Adds
actually
up, right?
starting off with doing your first advertising and paying for Facebook ads. And then actually, hiring a mentor maybe for 20 grand and actually learning how to do stuff faster, right? Because knowledge and experience, that's what's going to get you to your goals faster, is learning for somebody that's already done it. And so that was probably one of the biggest things that I invested in that I wasn't expecting, was hiring coaches and hiring mentors and taking courses and spending thousands of dollars.
Right?
Spending thousands of dollars on that stuff.
Yeah. How about your
all right, so this is the office. This is the business area, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. So this is all of where we do our consults, our nutrition orientations, just like one-on-one coaching as well, client meetings, all that good stuff.
And did you have to build something like this yourself? Because when you come in here,
so
you initially started from one box, right? And I'm sure this wasn't here. Right?
Yeah, so we just built this. Me and a buddy did all the construction for it and just put it together.
What would you tell your younger self? What would you change when you started this?
I don't think I would change anything about the process, because I've learned so much during it. It's been the coolest, best rowing experience that I've ever had. I'd probably if I could go back in time and tell myself just to follow your passion, be confident, and just go for it, and take the risk that that you have the gut instincts to take. I believe that if you're following your passion, you're doing what you love, that's going to be contagious, and you're going to be successful no matter what with it. But I wouldn't really change anything about the process.
You would have just told yourself, you're thinking about doing it, do it.
Yeah, go for it. Don't hesitate.
Sweet. What book specifically would you recommend for your younger self to read? Which book had the most impact on you?
The E-Myth, for sure.
E-Myth, I've heard of that one,
So it's about how you start in business as a technician, right? So I started as a trainer, and then when you get into business, you learn that you actually have all these other roles. So now you're the marketer, now you're the manager, and it goes into basically what to expect as your business is growing and how to design a business where you're able to replicate.
Structure and everything, right?
Exactly, which I had no knowledge of before I started. So when I read that book, I was like, man, I wish I would have read this 5 years ago. So if I could recommend one book before somebody starts a business, it would be The E-Myth.
The E-Myth. Look it up. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did, stay till the end of this video. And if you liked it, make sure to subscribe. Guys, we can use all the help we can get.